Good evening, everyone. How are we doing?
Greetings and salutations, people, and thank you for joining us on this live episode of the Badger'Ed podcast on this most auspicious National Ballpoint Pen Day.
Or as normal people call it, June 10th. We're back once again, people, with another jam-packed episode of the Badger'Ed podcast. For those who are new here, I am indeed Ed, and this drunken pisshead to my left is Badger.
Hi! Tonight we're going to bring our usual roundup of our favourite indie game trailers of the week, the most up-to-date news in gaming, and of course a live interview from somebody within the industry to enlighten you and answer your questions.
We've had some pretty big interviews in a few weeks, and you can of course find all of the previous episodes over at stoffelspresents.com and the YouTube, which I don't have the link for because every time I type it in it goes to the wrong one. But anyway, tonight is no different. We have yet again an amazing developer for you guys.
We do indeed, Ed. Not only is tonight's guest a former software tester for Sony PlayStation and an indie dev in her own right, she's also been named in the MCV 30 Under 30 twice and the Game Industry.biz 100 most influential women in the UK games industry. I'm proud to introduce to all you fine people in the chat my very good friend, Nareice Wint.
And there she
Hello.
is. I need to move her camera a little bit. It's gone a bit funny.
Am I really stretched on the screen?
No, you're really close. You know what? There you go. That's how you're going to look. I've decided.
There we go. That was better. Yeah, thank you for joining us, Nareice.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me.
So Badger has indeed bigged you up in the intro there. Do you want to introduce yourself to reviewers?
Yeah, so my name's Nareice. I live in Liverpool at the moment. And I like video games. I don't really know what else to say, to be honest.
Well, you have a formidable CV with companies like Sony and Team 17 on there. How did you get into a career in the games industry?
Um, well, I think the first step for me was uh, basically going to university and studying a games degree. And from there, I just kind of like started volunteering at video game companies and trying to like edge my way into the industry. And then luckily, I got a job at Sony PlayStation in Liverpool. Yeah, and then it all kind of started from there.
This is the thing you mentioned. You started to go into university. Now we've had quite a few big interviews on from across the globe. We've had like Liverpool, we've got Liverpool today. We've had Japan. We've had Spain. We've had Moscow. A big majority of them have gone to university in West Yorkshire. Like you went to Bradford. We've had down from Sheffield, Huddersfield. Is there something about West Yorkshire and gaming with universities, or is it just because it's cheaper to live?
Do you know what? It's so cheap to live like in Bradford, especially if you want to have a drink as well. It's probably like about, I think it's £1 for like a pint of cider. So
Yep.
you can't really go wrong there. Uh, but yeah, there are a lot of good game degrees up in Yorkshire. I think in the north in general, they are really good. So yeah, I mean, I studied at Bradford, but like down the road you've got Leeds Uni and Huddersfield, which have really good video game degrees as well. So
I
yeah,
think
I
as well,
would recommend.
you have a lot of small studios, like indie studios around Leeds as well. We've got Red
Yeah.
Kite Games, Sumo Digital, Team 17, are all sort of like in Wakefield, Dewsbury, so sort of like in between Leeds and Bradford and Huddersfield, that kind of triangle of cities. Yeah, I think there's a lot of a good mix of universities working with devs rather than just getting a degree and get out the door.
Yeah, I think that's what was one of the really good things about being in that area. For instance, like when we studied at Bradford University, we went to Team 17 and said to them like, can we make a game for you guys, like one of your old games, and like try and remaster it? And they were so open to it, and they were just like, yeah, like, and we'll help you out. Come pitch it to us how you would normally do a game. Um, so yeah, I think there's a lot of friendly game studios in Yorkshire. Everyone's just like willing to help each other out, which is amazing.
I live in Leeds. I refuse to leave. I love up here. I mean, I think at my
Yeah.
last count, there was, I know, 357 indie developer studios in West Yorkshire alone.
Oh my God.
I mean, most of them are like one guy working on a game.
Yeah. Still counts though. Still
But
counts.
I love, like you saying, like the pound of cider and stuff. We don't anymore because pubs are no longer a thing. Like in the before times when pubs were existed, we used to have a developer meetup once a month. We just get developers from all over West Yorkshire coming at Leeds on a piss up, and you'd meet so many people who'd just be like, "I'm working on this game. Oh, do you want me to do the sound for that?" Like, I'll do that for now. Go on, mate. I'll buy me a pint. I'll do the sound for you. And it's just a brilliant community of devs up here. It's wonderful. Yorkshire's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. There were quite a few times when I would go to like meet up as well in Yorkshire. There's one main one called Game Makers Yorkshire. I don't know if you've
Gamma.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I love that. That's with
That,
Fee.
yes, yeah.
Huggy Fee.
Yeah, that was really good. To be honest, like that got me like so many contacts in the gaming industry. Just like just chatting to them and getting drunk with game devs. It's the
Well,
best networking.
it's funny. That's why I met you at Rest for the first time down in London at the industry party at Rest, full of all these massive, big, amazing people who have no right to be there. But I started out at Gamayo. That was my first job in the games industry, was covering Gamayo.
Yeah,
And the contacts I met through there got me on to go do some studio visits and bigger things, and then led me to the path where me and you got slightly tippled together.
yeah, only slightly.
I think at one point that night I had 7 glasses of rum in my pockets.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then you ditched me because you found a falafel van.
Oh, did I?
We're in the middle of a conversation and your friend came back and went, "Where'd you get that from?" "Over there." "Right."
Oh my
I
God,
was talking.
I should be nice and on nights out then, shouldn't I?
Oh, I love you as you are, dear. You're amazing.
Anyway, let's try and bring it back before we talk about drunken stories, because I've got a few that I don't want to talk about. Early in your career, you were functionally a software tester for Sony. What exactly does that entail?
So basically, would get any PlayStation games that were exclusive, and we would just test them, make sure that they were bug free as much as we could test them. And yeah, worked on such games as like Killzone, Invisimals. We did a bit of SingStar as well. Yeah, it's basically like testing from noon to night. But you learn a lot from it though. It's just a good way to kind of like, chat to devs, find out what the actual issue is, and like QA in itself is a really good like path to go down. Especially for like problem solving as well. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at it, so that's kind of why I went onto the production route.
So is QA tester sort of like the entry level into games development? Is that like the junior role, if you like?
Do you know what? Actually, I think QA is its own like route for it has its own path. I know a lot of people, and I did this to be honest as well. Use QA as a stepping stone into the game industry, but I think with QA, you can definitely make it as a career path in its own right. I mean, I know like lots of people who are like senior QA testers, and they absolutely love their job and they're brilliant at it. And it's a really good career path, to be honest. But I know, yeah, for some people, it is like a good stepping stone into the games industry to kind of figure out what you do like, because you can kind of like see a lot of the disciplines and kind of like choose your own route.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So it's QA testing sounds like the dream job. Like, like you see it like depicted in movies and TV shows, like, really cool grungy kid sat on a sofa playing a game, eating popcorn all day and noting a bug down. It's kind of how it's perceived on television. What's the reality of it?
You're testing the same thing over and over again, probably for about 4 hours, trying to find the root cause of that issue.
You're not playing the game from beginning to end. You're playing this bit's got a bug. Try and recreate it. Right? You didn't do it then. Do it again. Do it again. Do it. Yeah.
It's like, imagine like having an adventure game and you've only got like one level, and you just test that one level for like one whole month, like straight. And so it can be fun though. You can make it fun. But it's not what like TV shows and movies sell it as though. It's hard work.
I can imagine. It seems quite stressful. What happens if you miss a bug? What happens if the game gets released and there's a massive bug in there? Does that come back on the QA department? Like, why didn't you find this?
I think it probably depends which studio you're working for.
Say no more.
I mean, I think with games, you can't test every area of a game, no matter what happens, really. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, if there's any QA testers on the stream, but yeah, like things are bound to go out. Like, I think that's why, you have like game updates and stuff, is because the community might find bugs, and then that you would never. At the end of the day, like you've got maybe a team of 2 to 5 people who work on a game, and when it gets released to the public, you've got like 100,000 people playing that game who are more likely to actually find like a lot of issues with it. So
But once you release something to the public, one of the things that we spoke to with developers before about is they love, once they put their game out, seeing how people play it. Like just watching streams going, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Like Ed was playing No Monster the other day, and the dev was on from there going, why are you going that way? Like, 'cause it's fun. Like, no, you're not. So, no, I think he's put a wall there or something to stop him. How different is it from testing a game as a QA tester, playing how it's supposed to play, then putting it out there and find out, like Destiny when people were cheesing the Bridge of Crota.
Yeah, it's watching people play your game can be can sometimes be a bit horrendous because you kind of just like, oh my God, they're breaking the game. Oh, I didn't think about that. Great. Now I've got to spend about, a couple of days fixing that issue that I never found. But it's also it's really fun though as well. Just because you get to see people play stuff that, well, people play a game in a way that you never imagined it to be played. And that could be fun in its own way.
So you mentioned Kill Switch, Invincibles, one of them. My memory's gone already.
SingStar.
And
SingStar.
What
Yeah.
other games did you work on at Sony?
I'm trying to think. Yes. So it was Killzone PS4 and Killzone the Vita one. The Vita one was the first one I worked on at Sony.
Right.
So that holds dear to my heart. What else? Oh yeah, Beyond Two Souls. But I didn't work on that full time though. I only did like overtime on that. I'm trying to think what else there was. Oh, on Minecraft as well. Worked on Minecraft PS4 and the Vita version and PS3.
That's a pretty impressive games lineup.
Yes.
And you said
Pretty fun.
Sony, you were doing this was your first job from university, so like straight out of Bradford Uni down to Sony in Liverpool.
Yeah.
How does it feel then to have finished your degree, be in the industry? Must be a great feeling. That, you're a student, you're in debt, but you found work that actually attributes to your degree. But also that, how does it feel to see your name in the credits at the end of a game?
Oh my God. The first one was amazing. I remember going to my gran and going, look, my name's on this. It's amazing. She had no clue what was happening, but yeah, it felt surreal in a way, and having like my first paid job being like working at Sony was an amazing feeling. And just like working along like some great people as well. Like there's people who I worked with then who I'm still in contact with today and still like really good friends with. So
I was about to ask, how much of your career do you reckon, what percentage of your career is hard work and dedication, and how much is meeting the right people at the right time?
you know what, I want to say 50-50 sometimes.
I feel the same. Like, I know it's completely different in games journalism, but it is like, randomly meeting you at the industry party has led to me meeting people that are around you and that as well. So yeah, it's weird how just one chance meeting could open 50 doors. I wonder if it's the same on the development side.
No, definitely. I'm trying to think now. One big one was when I was at like Gamayo. I think there was one guy who I ended up working at his company for, just because like I met him there and had like an internship for 6 months. So yeah, and I've had like loads of opportunities that have helped like me kind of like move my career along. Yeah, just by meeting the right person. So yeah, I'll probably say 50-50. Hard work is
Oh, I'm not implying you can coast it, but I'm saying it's not just hard work. It's not a case of you can't just lock yourself in your room and study. You need to be out there. You need to be networking.
Yeah.
I think you were president of a gaming community at Bradford University.
Yeah.
I think I agree. So that kind of shows you were working
friends.
hard, but you were networking at the same time and building from an early age. Well, age student,
like,
sorry.
Always on it basically. 'Cause I think you've always kind of got to be networking. That's one thing I always say to people if I ever give like talks or anything is just get yourself out there. And it can be so daunting. And when I first had to like do it as well, like I was actually like petrified. I'd stand there at the bar and I'd just be like, I don't have no clue who to talk to, what to say.
Yeah.
But I just grab a drink and then just go stand in the middle and just be like, hi, my name's Nareice. But you've just got to do it because at the end of the day, like you're all there for the same thing, to meet one another and chat video games and game development or just absolute rubbish. So
have you ever come across or ever been offered an opportunity and it's not felt right, or you didn't believe it, so you turned it down or passing it, been busy, whatever, and then look back later and gone, shit, I should have taken that?
Um, hmm. I think like there's been a couple of like funding opportunities that people have tried to do for like my game studio, but I've always kind of turned them down because it felt like they wanted too much from me in a
Mm,
way. Like they
yeah,
wanted to take like complete creative control. Um, and I never wanted that in the past, and I never like I still don't, to be honest. But I always kind of think like, what if I did try and take that opportunity? Like, where would I be now?
yeah. I mean, what ifs are dangerous to get into? I don't want to, but it's just
Yeah,
sometimes you can't hold on the back going, shit, if I'd have stayed for that extra drink, or if I'd have just gone with, I'd just bit the bullet and gone with that opportunity.
yeah.
We've got a question from Taken Fanatic in the chat. What's the biggest game you've worked on?
Um, I'd probably say for me, it probably would be Switchblade, to be honest. Uh, just because it was like the first game where, for myself, it was I kind of came in like kind of like mid development with it, and then
Mhm.
like towards like the end, I actually like got to really like help market it and promote it as well. So for me, that was that was like a really big thing for me, and for me, it felt like the biggest opportunity in my career so far. Um, so yeah, probably say Switchblade.
I think it's hard to what you describe as big, isn't it? Like you say, big isn't the biggest for you was Switchblade, but then would you
Yeah,
class Killzone as a bigger title or Minecraft as a bigger title? You know, it's what's
yeah.
big? What do you mean by big?
I think for me, it's kind of like what you get out of it as well,
hmm
and like what you learn from it too. Like for me, like from Minecraft, all I learned was how to build like a really big house. To be fair, um,
I'm not gonna lie, that's basically Minecraft, and it build the biggest house you can, and
yeah,
that's about you done.
yeah,
Minecraft, I always do the same thing with Minecraft. Find a mountain, dig into it, build a dwarven hall.
yeah.
It's secure.
Anyway, so you've been a tester for various companies until 2014, when you took on a development production support role for at Route One Games. How did that change come about?
So I remember like trying. Well, I kind of realized when I was working at Sony that I wanted to be a producer, and I was like just trying to get a job for ages as a producer, but it's quite difficult because I think for a lot of companies you kind of have to work your way up to be a producer in itself. But I remember just going to the interview and I was like, "Look, come on, take a chance on me." And he was like asking me like loads of weird questions, like, "Do you think like games is more science or more art?" And I was like, all these trick questions and stuff. But um, but
An
yeah,
easy
like
answer to that.
I
Games are art built out of maths.
yeah, well, he was like, he said it was science, and I was just like, oh my god, I don't know what to say here.
Well, you've got physics-based engines, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
No, I disagree with him. You were wrong.
yeah. I do want to say that in the interview because I was like, I really want this job.
But that might be the right answer. Well, obviously, it wasn't the right answer. You got the job.
Yeah.
So, what was the difference between then working in development and production to being in QA? Was it a big difference, or was it like a natural step?
It was a big difference. I had to kind of like step up a lot more and kind of like take control over certain areas, and a lot more responsibility as well. But luckily, because it was like production support, I had like a really good manager. He was like training me. So it felt good, but in a way, it felt like natural because I was like, this is what I wanted to do after like for so long. So, but yeah, it was really good.
So, was that when you moved into like, Route One Games? Then did you feel you'd made it in the games industry at that point, or were you still had somewhere to go? Or
Um, I don't know actually.
'cause I know a lot of developers who go like, I've been a game developer for 30 years and I still don't feel I belong in the industry yet.
Yeah, I think that's I've got what that feeling is. Do you know when you feel like you're in a way like not good enough just yet.
Imposter syndrome.
That's it, yeah. I still have that 100%. Like even now. But yeah, to be honest, I probably thought I already made it when like I started working at Sony because I just kind of
working at fucking Sony.
Yeah. In a way, you kind of felt like, oh, I'm here now. Like, I'm home.
Don't put my feet up, done. This is a career.
Yeah.
So 2014 also saw you named in the honourable mentions of MCV 30 under 30. How did that feel?
That felt really good. Yeah. I was kind of surprised. I feel like it was like put my name at the bottom, and I was like scrolling all the way down. And I was like, "Yes, I made it!" I remember like buying the magazine as well. Yeah, it was a really good feeling. And it was kind of like good to know that like people would like had took notice of like the hard work I was doing as well. So it was really cool.
How long did it take from you finding your name at the bottom of the honourable mentions to it appearing on your CV?
About 30 seconds. I copied and pasted it straight away.
That's on there. Because that must feel pretty. Like we just talked about having imposter syndrome and like you don't agree with it. That must feel pretty sort of like today's a good day.
Definitely, yeah. It felt really good. Yeah, I was really proud.
You should be. It's not an easy list to get on.
No, definitely not. There's some like really talented people on there. So yeah, I was just in awe. I was like, yay!
So that brings us to 2019, where you were named in GameIndustry.biz's 100 most influential women. How does that make you feel? Do you become humble or big-headed?
I don't know. Definitely not big-headed. I was just like, I was really happy. Because I think it was my friend that nominated me, actually. Yeah, she put me in for that. But then there was a party like for that event in itself. But I could get in, but the person who nominated me couldn't get in. So she was just standing there, and I was like, please, can she come in?
Name's on the list.
Yeah.
I put her there.
She put me up to this.
You don't need to turn around to your friend and go, sorry, love, I'm moving different service now.
Yeah, see you later. But yeah, that was really good. Like, that was pretty amazing. Because yeah, again, there were some amazing people on there. Who are just like really, really talented. So to be put alongside them, it was really good. Really happy.
There's a couple of my friends were on that list in 2019. I think I knew about 4 people in total on that list. I was really chuffed for every single one of you. And this is a question I've asked the other 3, but not you yet. And it's really evil to ask you it live.
Oh, no.
But this list comes out, for people who don't know, the GamesIndustry.biz lists 100 most influential women in UK game industry that year. But it's not numbered, is it? It's just 100 women. It's not 1 to 100, just 100 names. So where do you think your name came out of 100? Where should you belong?
67.
Oh, good answer.
You know,
good answer.
Yeah.
That imposter syndrome's creeping in because out of the 3 I've asked, I've had 48, 54 and 54.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Everyone seems to go 54, like, I'm good enough to be halfway, but not just a little bit under, so I'm not big-headed.
I think 67 is a good number for my age at the moment and for what I've done. Because then it just shows that I can keep improving. So, there we go.
I think 67 this year,
your answer.
48 next, 32 the year after.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Thank you. Whew, making me sweat here.
Go on then, Ed.
That is over to you, mate. This is a question for you, I believe.
Oh, yeah, this is mine. I forgot about this one. Yeah, this is my question. Sorry. So, in April this year, you were named in the MCV 30 under 30 for the second time.
Yeah.
6 years, right? But this time, you skipped straight past the honourable mentions and was actually named in the 30. Right?
Yeah.
Do you feel vindicated for 2014's mistake and not being included in the 30?
Say that again, sorry.
Do you feel vindicated for 2014's mistake of being in the honourable mentions and not the 30?
uh, yeah.
Yeah. There 6 years ago. But how does it feel like? I'm seriously, I'll put that into a joke and put it on the spot. But seriously, how does it feel to be named in quite an influential list twice?
Yeah,
That's impressive.
that was like I was really happy with that. It was like a really like weird time as well because it was like when the whole coronavirus stuff had happened. So I was kind of like in this state of like have no clue what's going on, and I was like, oh wait, I need to be excited now. But yeah, it was really cool, and yeah, like being nominated by like people who you work with and who are your friends. And it was actually like my boyfriend that nominated me for that as well, because he works in the games industry too. Um, and like the stuff that he said about me was just like really nice. So it was just
That's cool.
it made me feel like just really happy.
Yeah, it's good. Like I nominated someone for it this year for the first time, and they actually made it. They got named in the 30th. So I just, being humble as I am, told him to just refer to me as Kingmaker now. So my name in his mobile phone is Kingmaker.
Amazing.
Nominated one person that got into the 30. Just saying, mate. Just saying. I don't know if I'd paid attention, but you're now the creative director of Party Llama Games.
Yeah, that's right.
What made you move from? Like we've gone through your career now. You've gone through QA. You've gone into development and production. It seemed like a big leap to go. I'm opening my own studio.
Yeah, it was mainly done as like a kind of project to kind of teach me how to work with like production and stuff. That was the main thing. It was kind of like a portfolio, pretty much. And then I kind of realized that I actually really enjoyed not just the production side, but actually like the game directing and art direction side as well. Which kind of like made me rethink like, is production what I want to do as well.
Was that kind of thing where it sounds kind of like what you're saying is that you were enjoying being in the industry, you were enjoying developing games.
Yeah.
But you were missing that little bit of creativity. Like, there's the artist in you wanting to break out a bit.
Yeah, definitely. I think like ever since like I was young, I always kind of like wrote stories or wrote down like game ideas and fleshed them out into like pencil drawings like for levels and stuff. And I like that's literally what I went to university for, was to make. I think at first I wanted to be like a 2D character artist, and then I realized that my drawing was absolute shit. So then I wanted to be a 3D artist. Yeah, and then I wanted to be a 3D artist, but then I don't know. I didn't have the eye for it at all. I could make stuff, but it didn't have that shine to it that other people like could create. So therefore, okay, well, let's try level design then. And I actually really enjoyed level design, and I actually was quite good at it, but it kind of came too late. By the time I like realized this, so I couldn't really like specialize in it. So I think in my final year, what I was good at was kind of bringing teams together and making people work together and like dissolving conflict. So I was just like, oh, I'll just be a producer then, I guess.
I like the terminology there. Not like I'm really good at bringing teams together and getting a project over. I'm like, I'm really good at making people work together.
Yeah, I'm gonna force them. Yeah, there's a couple of conflicts.
You've heard the carrot and the stick. The carrot and the stick. I have the carrot for dinner. You're only getting the stick.
That just sounds painful.
But
we've got a question from Mrs. Metal asking, where are you from? Your accent is really familiar.
Oh, I'm from Leicester.
See, I don't think you sound like you have a Leicester accent, but you're from Leicester. You spent time in Bradford. You live in Liverpool. You're a bit of a nomad, aren't you?
Yeah, but do you know what? Everyone always thinks I'm from London. It's really weird. And I think that's because I watch too much EastEnders. I probably shouldn't say that out loud, but
I used to have respect for you, Nareice.
I know. But you know what? I always say, like, I do so much creative stuff. Sometimes you just have to turn your brain off, and EastEnders is the right thing for that.
That makes you go brain dead, but we'll skip over that.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. I have I like Stargate SG-1.
Yeah.
Probably the most dumbest sci-fi out there. But when you spend all day working on 11 different projects in the last 12 hours, and you know, be creative on every little thing, sometimes it's nice to just sit something and just come a drooling idiot with a beer in your hand. Just like, brain off, don't think.
Yeah, so true. Like, you need that.
So you've had a meteoric rise in the game industry. What advice would you give to anyone wanting to start out?
Well, I think kind of like go back to my first point is like get out there, start networking. Also, I think these days just get into like Unreal or Unity or Game Maker Studio or something, and just make something really small, um, just to kind of show that you understand like all the disciplines. I think depending on what you want to go into, if you want to do like programming and stuff, like don't start doing 3D art and stuff like that, or vice versa. But I think it is good to kind of like learn a little bit about each area, and I think making a game is a really good way to kind of like do that. I'd recommend to anyone just to learn like because for me I used to use Unity, now I use Unreal and just like learning blueprints and you know just to kind of get something out there, and plus it just looks really good on your portfolio as well.
Which engine do you prefer, Unreal or Unity?
Do you know what? I think it depends on what you want to do. Unreal is really good for quick prototyping and getting something together that looks good, like because they've already got like everything just like set up there. And I think for Unity, I think you can also do that as well because I mean when I used Unity it was quite a long time ago, but to kind of focus, you kind of focus more on one thing on Unity, I believe. From what I'm seeing, from what my friend does when she makes her own game, she focuses on like one discipline and like comes out looking amazing. But I prefer Unreal just because it's quick and it's easy and it makes everything just look so pretty as well.
I mean, you probably had the biggest, well, not to say big, the quickest career path in any dev I know. Like, you were 6 years ago, you left university. And you've worked at Sony, you've worked on one of the biggest battle MOBAs of the year,
Yeah.
and then owned your own studio and about to release your own game. Like, that's an impressive career span in, like, just 6 years.
Oh, thanks.
What do you put that down to? What achieved that?
I think I'm just passionate about making games, to be honest. Like, I love, like, what I love doing is like looking at other people's games, and then like that also like it kind of like fuels me to like want to make amazing games as well. Um, and yeah, I just want to be the best at what I can do in a way. But also the people around me who help me, like, because like the Party Llama team, like obviously like they help make Pandora, so it's also kind of like making sure I do a good enough job to make like their stuff good, like in the game as well. So they kind of they also like fuel me too. If that makes any sense at all.
Kind of. And this is the thing. Like, I'm not a developer. I class myself as a games journalist. I'm probably not even that. I was probably just being big-headed. But with the people I've met in the industry and stuff, it always seems. But I'm always shocked by it's how.
Ooh, excuse me.
I've never met an accountant who's passionate about being an accountant. I never met someone who works at Greg's who's passionate about working at Greg's.
I'd be passionate working at Greg's because I'm a fat git.
But every game
Me
developer...
too, to be fair. Steak bakes all day long.
Yeah, somebody else that likes a steak bake.
But game developers, everyone I've met is really passionate about making games, and there seems to be no care for money. Like, I'm not saying that you don't care about money or making money, because it's what they do, but it's always sort of like, yeah, I'll help you out with that. Yeah, I'll come on and help you with that. And it's just about the people who actually make the game seem to be more passionate about helping everybody achieve their art.
Absolutely.
And then the business kind of comes afterwards.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of happened with my own game. It's I would say it's very community led because a lot of people who come onto it just want to help it out. Like I will literally be talking about, it and they'll be like, "Yeah, go on, I'll help you out." And I haven't even asked them. They just want to because I think because a lot of people can already see the passion that's there from the team, and they want to be part of it as well. And even if they just help out for like a week or if they help out for 6 months, it's pretty amazing. I think the games industry is like a really friendly place. Yeah, because everyone just wants to help each other at the end of the day. And if you get money on top of it, it's a massive bonus. Like literally. So
But it just seems like we see it's that weird disconnect I see on like I see so many game developers coming into the industry, like indie devs starting out for the first time, going, "I'm working on a game. Oh mate, what you working on? What's it about? I'm not going to tell you. You're going to steal my idea." It's like, dude, no one gives a shit about copyright. Do you know how long it's going to take? If I want to steal your idea, it's going to take me 4 years to make it.
yeah.
I'd rather just support you and help you out. What are you working on? Tell me.
Yeah, like I used to be like that at the start, to be honest. Like when I first started like my game, I was like, you need to sign an NDA if you want to see my game idea. And it's like the way it was written down, like the GDD, the game design document, people just like they don't want to steal that. It's ridiculous, you know what I mean? But like you just learn that. Like I think at the beginning, like you hear all the bad stuff, and then you just come to realize like no one's going to take this game like and fund it, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if people want to do that, they want to see a prototype of it working first rather than just a game idea.
Yeah.
People ain't got time these days, so
Yeah, well, do you think by the time you show some of your prototype, it's kind of like, well, that's taking you 2 years to make.
yeah.
They're not going to be able to go make that in 2 months. You know what I mean? It's not going to take them 2 years to make it, even with a massive team and unlimited funds. It's only going to take them about a year to make it. So they're not going to bother stealing it until, Pandora comes out and is the top-selling game on every console and system and makes £100 million its first year. Then we start seeing Pandora clones a year or two down the line. Not going to see them a week after release.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as well, to be honest, like I'd feel pretty happy if not if someone stole the whole idea in itself, but if someone came along was like in the game, it's inspired them to kind of help them create something cool. Because and then I'd be like, oh, cool. Well, give me a free Steam key then at least.
Give me a free game out of this.
Yeah.
So moving on from the last question, that actually brings us to the main reason you're here tonight, other than drinking Badger with rum. Drinking Badger with rum?
Drinking Badger with rum?
Yep, I'm staying with it.
I think my missus might have a problem with that. It says rum with Badger on the document, not drinking Badger with rum. I think I might have to get Cardi's permission here, but I think she's going to say no.
I do apologise. Drinking rum with Badger. There we go. I'll put my teeth back in. Pandora, Chains of Chaos. Would you like to tell the viewers a little bit more about Pandora?
Yeah, so it's an action adventure game based on the Greek myth of Pandora's box. Basically, like she has opened this box, spread evil across the world. She feels really guilty about it, and she just wants to help save it. So we kind of took a lot of inspiration from my favorite games, Fable and Kingdom Hearts, and I kind of like squashed them together. And yeah, like Pandora came out of it all. It's we're going into early access on July. Yeah, that's about it, really.
It's like this young girl opens Pandora box and unleashes evil on the world that mankind has to deal with. That's got a very Catholic metaphor of original sin.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm just being a dick. Because you're a friend, I can be a dick. It's my show. I can be.
We've got a question from the...
Sorry, I'm trying to get really intellectual and arty, and I couldn't keep a straight face. I apologise.
Badger, behave yourself. Oh,
I'm
I
on
don't
run.
know.
Like, this is Nareice's fault. I'm on Aldi's cheap run.
Oh, we've got a question from the chat.
I'm drinking what I call Katie Hopkins. Right, it's a bottle of. It's called Old Hopkins
Other side, there we go.
from Aldi. Right, it's rough and it's evil. Therefore, I call it Katie Hopkins.
What percentage is that?
35%.
Oh,
Right,
jeez.
we've got a question from the chat. What project that you've worked on is your absolute favourite?
Ooh,
That's from Phoenix.
trying to think. I don't know.
I suppose what do you class as the criteria for favourite? It's like, is it what was the best experience in a team you've worked on a game? Because I suppose obviously the direct answer is my favourite project is my game Pandora, because it's my baby coming to life.
Yeah,
So what was the best experience of work? I'm sorry, Phoenix, I'm going to change your question slightly, but what's the best experience or the best team you've worked with?
Oh God. I don't know. I've worked with some pretty good teams, to be fair, both in like my day job and obviously the Pandora team as well. That's a difficult one because I've had like two different experiences, which I've both loved. Um,
And I always feel, and please, I'm not being a bit
It's
of a dick
hard.
tonight, but please don't take this wrong way, but I always feel like the entire time I've met you, you kind of live in a double life.
It does feel like that, to be
You've
fair.
kind of got like you've got your professional life where you've been working on Switchblade or Sony or whatever, and then your personal life where you're working on Pandora.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, which is your favourite project is pretty hard to because what's the criteria for it? Is it the best team you've worked with? Could it be the team at Sony with the best working experience, or was it seeing Killzone that didn't work? It was buggy as fuck, but you managed to get it released bug free on the Vita.
I'll probably have to say Pandora, but I think it's because I kind of realized how to work with a team, and how to, and I guess like how to make mistakes as well, but in my own time and fix them. I didn't have like a time limit or anything like that. So yeah,
I'm a massive advocate for making mistakes. I encourage people to make mistakes.
yeah. Or it's how are you ever going to get better? So
Exactly. It's the only way. And people spend so much time worrying about getting something right and doing something properly and impressing other people. And it's like, other people don't care. Make mistakes. Fuck up. Spend a year fucking up in your professional and your personal life. You'll become a better boyfriend, a better husband, a better developer.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think probably Pandora. And plus, like, I've got creative control on it as well, so that's always a winner.
How big a difference is creative control? Like, from I know it's massive. Personally, I've worked on, again, I'm going on myself here, but not game dev, but other stuff I've done where I've had creative control over TV shows, and then I've done TV shows where I don't have creative control. How different is that in the day-to-day work?
To be honest, like when I worked on Switchblade, I was actually given quite a lot, not creative control, but a lot of input on stuff. And I think that was because of a lot of the games that I played, and also because the game director was just a good guy as well, who just like listened to you. Because I play like a lot of League of Legends. Like honestly, I smash about 5 games a day of it.
Teach me how to play it.
Oh, definitely.
I'll put you in contact after the podcast. After you've got a Skype now, Ed.
I was going to say, I've got a Skype, it's all good.
Yeah, add me. I'll play with anyone. I need a good support, to be fair. So if you play support,
I'd go balls to the walls.
You don't do stealth.
Oh, okay.
You've got a thing with me and stealth. Honestly, I swear. It's like your passion to find me a stealth game and play it badly. But yeah.
But yeah, I've done like, I find it weird. Like, I love having because going to go back to my radio work about like a decade ago where I did shows that I'd invented and I created and that other people do. And having that creative control and how that works was brilliant. But at the same time, I think kind of going back to the EastEnders thing, I really enjoy doing stuff that I don't have creative control over because it's just like, it's not my vision, not my fucking problem. You want me to do that? Okay, I'll do this.
I think that's one thing with Pandora. It's like when there's a problem, like I think one of the big things we've had a problem with is the actual gameplay, like the combat, making that work, and like how you use the controls for like magic and special abilities and stuff. And it's like no one else is going to fix that problem. I have to fix it because I'm the game director, you know, the person who's designing all this. So, but like with the day job, you can kind of go, I'm just going to sit on back and just listen to all you guys, and I'm just going to take notes instead. So yeah,
that's the thing of having creative control is a double-edged sword, isn't it? It's that kind of thing like I'm in control of this. My word is gospel, and they go, all right, your word gospel. How does this work?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll come back to you by the end of the day. That's what I normally do.
I love that. I'll come back to you by the end of the day.
We've got another question from chat. This one's from Hard Deep, so I'm guessing this is an inside joke. When's Marvel, Nareice?
Oh my god. So that's Hard Deep. He's actually from the Video Game Society. So I've known him like since university. Hi, Hardeep. Please go away.
So what does when's Marvel, Nareice? What does that question mean?
Do you know what? I actually don't know. David used to say it to me all the time, like when's Marvel? I'd be like, I don't know. Like, why do you keep asking me this?
I love that. Right, Hardeep, we're going to need some explanation on this question here. You've got Nareice on the spot. I can see the eyebrows twitching.
I know.
She doesn't like this. She's not telling us what it is.
It does piss me off.
She's not telling us. You tell us, Hardeep, what is Marvel?
We've got another question. Which part of Pandora do you enjoy the most? So the storyline or the coding, for example? Again, from Phoenix.
So definitely the storyline. So I don't actually do any of the coding. So there's a dedicated coder on the project, and he does all of it. So basically, like with Pandora, I'm like the ideas woman. I kind of go, this sounds good, this sounds amazing, and then like our narrative designer comes in and kind of goes, I'm gonna mop all this up.
Sorry, we're not laughing at your answer. Sorry, Hardeep's just come back and said, what happens in VGS stays in VGS.
Oh my god, Hardeep.
Hardeep, just for that reaction right there, I love you, man. Thank you. Sorry, Nareice, carry on with your answer.
Sorry, Phoenix.
I forgot where I was now. So basically, I kind of say like, you know, like the main plot of the story, and our narrative designer will just kind of come in and kind of clean all that up and kind of like make it all work. But I do love that because like we work really well together, like just bouncing ideas off each other, and like it's that kind of like moment in a meeting with each other, and you're just like, wow, that's amazing. That's gonna make it into the game, and you feel like really inspired, and you just kind of wanna make the game there and then, just make it work. So yeah, that's like my favorite bit. It's really cool. As for the coding side, I just update the server, and I'm like, yep, it's working.
So how do you decide who comes into the team then? And how do you quantify who works with you? Because I know, I'm not going to mention names, don't worry, because I know we're live on the internet. But I remember having a discussion where someone was writing the lore for Pandora on Monday and then interviewing Myra Hindley's relatives on the Tuesday.
So basically, like, I would put out like an advert for like whatever we kind of like wanted, like a certain like discipline for the team, and then we'd kind of like, in a way, vet them just to make sure they're not a weirdo. And I would do this by, I'm sorry guys if of my team is watching, but I would stalk you guys because I've got to make sure that no one's like, I don't know, just a proper weirdo.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing. I always expect, like, when we did this interview, I've been friends with you for a couple of years now, and I felt a little bit weird for the last couple of days where I've been going through your LinkedIn and Googling your name, and it's a bit like going through your knicker drawer. It's weird. It feels weird. Like I'm doing it, but you don't know I am. But I've got to do it for this interview. It's my job.
I actually do love stalking, to be fair. I do.
But then I always feel like afterwards, like, oh, like if we invited someone, like the guest that was on last week, we said he was on last week, came back and went, oh no, I've watched. We had 10 minutes before we come live, and was like, yeah, I've watched all your podcasts and I've looked at stuff since. It's been like what you're doing, and it's like, I'm not sure I like that. You're looking at me. Like you decide a picture of me before you see me.
Yeah, but they only search you up. I'm hidden until the day. It's awesome.
But that's the thing, when we invited Nareice on, she knew me, so she didn't have to go stalking, so she didn't see all the swastika flags and Hitler memes you post on Facebook.
Whoa! Whoa! You can fuck right off, sonny boy.
Oh my
I have
God.
none of that shit here. Nazi jokes make me furious.
I was about to say, I'm half Polish, mate. Come on.
If you saw my hair first thing in the morning, I wouldn't be a Nazi, trust me. Anyway, let's get this back.
Really
Badger's gonna get us.
Sidetracking again.
Badger's gonna get my.
Badger's
Badger's gonna get my Twitch banned and the YouTube banned. So you said about Kingdom Hearts. Where did the inspiration come for Pandora come from? I'm mixing my words up now.
So where did the inspiration for Pandora come from?
Yeah. So where did the inspiration for Pandora come from?
So do you know what? A lot of my childhood games, I thrive off my PlayStation 2 games. Like that was my era. I know a lot of people have like people of Dreamcast and like PlayStation 1, like.
I feel old. I started on Spectrum 48K.
Yeah, like people.
I feel old.
But my first like console was the Sega Mega Drive. But I think I was 5 then, and then I had the PlayStation 1. But the PlayStation 2 was like where I really got into gaming. And like I really played like really in-depth adventure games. So like Jak and Daxter, like all the other Tomb Raiders, like after the PlayStation 1 era. Final Fantasy as well. That's when I first discovered Final Fantasy. Because I never played 7, but 10 was the first one.
I've played none of them, so don't feel bad.
Oh, okay. Like 10 is like a really good one.
10 was with Blitzball, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what?
Blitzball, good or bad?
Mate, at the moment, I'm trying to like complete the trophy, so I'm having to play like about 20 games of Blitzball in a row, and it's killing me. It's absolutely killing me.
Blitzball's amazing. I love Blitzball.
Oh my God, you can do it for me then, please.
Yeah. We'll go on. We'll play share it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll do it for you quite happily. We've got a couple of comments in the chat. Phoenix says, "Don't forget about Ed and his sideburns."
I don't know what that's about. Apparently, I've got sideburns.
Bright red sideburns today. If no one's noticed, Ed's going ginger on his cheeks. But just on his cheeks.
I mean, if you really want to get technical about it, there and there. Just
Freak saying original 7 and 8 were the best Final Fantasies. Changed my mind. I'm not going to do Freak. Don't worry. And someone like, what was that? Oh yeah, and Slotch said PS2 for the win. So you got a lot of fans in here.
PS2 was definitely.
You got some fans and some against you.
It was just like a good collection of games. I think like. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it, and that's where like just a lot of my inspiration came from. Like the type of games where you could sit down and like that you're going to be sitting there for about 8 hours, so you need your snacks. You need everything prepared for your journey ahead. You
didn't pick up a pad and switch computer. You settled in.
Yes, exactly.
You got your drinks. You got your pop at that side. You got your crisps and your snacks. Your pad's charged. You're good to go.
Yeah, I did like really love that era, and I wanted to make a game that made you have that feeling where you wanted to sit down and you want to play this game for the storyline, but you have like really cool combat as well. Yeah, that was like a really big thing for me. And
the story in Pandora, like I say, she's this young girl who's kind of inquisitive and opened up Pandora's box and oh, fucked it. No, it's all gone wrong.
Yeah.
So, are you a big fan of Greek mythology, or
Yeah,
was that
I
just
absolutely
like a this is a really easy thing to tap into?
Do you know what? It's not just Greek mythology. It's like for me, it's all types of history.
Mhm.
Like it's going to probably sound like really weird, but like when I was younger, I used to like absolutely live for the days that you get to go to the museum and go to like the Egyptian
Oh
part and
God, yeah.
stuff. I would just love that, and then the days we get to like dress up like in Victorian clothing and stuff because it was just like for me it was kind of going back to like a different world and like just like learning about like different stuff and I really like that. Like, I've always kind of thought about like, the next game I make would be like from a different type of area in the past, like maybe like Egyptian like gods and stuff, because I think it's like really interesting. Yeah, like I love all that type of stuff. But
Well,
like, I've got books on like Greek mythology because I mean they're all just weirdos who just have sex with each other as well. So I'm just like, yeah, all right then, fair
I'm
enough.
down for that. I want to live there.
You do you.
How difficult was it then to take real world? I mean, you can call it real world. 'Cause I don't know how accurate Greek mythology is,
Yeah.
but take a real world historical context and put it into a world you've designed. Did you
Um,
design the world around the mythology, or did you design the world with the mythology in it?
I actually designed the world first. So originally Pandora was meant to be just a girl who goes into a bookshop, sees a box, opens it, and she gets transported to a different world. I didn't know
You
what the
got
world
good
was
watching
then.
Jumanji, didn't you?
Yeah, well, that makes sense there.
We've got two questions again from Phoenix. So I'll ask the first one. Have you ever tried Xbox and did you like it?
Yes, I got my first Xbox when I was 17. Uh, Master Chief is the bomb. I love Halo, and I cannot wait to see what Halo, I think 6 is going to be like. Um, and Fable, because Fable inspired Pandora as well. That's like my all-time favorite game. It's amazing. Yeah.
And his second question is: have you played the God of War games and did you like the story in the games?
I've never played it, but I've got the new God of War like waiting for me to play. But for some reason, I just haven't played it. I don't know why.
It's different.
Is it?
Well,
But
it's North mythology other than Greek for a
yeah,
start, and it's there's a lot of quick time events. If I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've played it. I played it through once and I stopped playing it.
Going back to Final Fantasy, I refuse to buy a Final Fantasy VII remake because one, it's not the full game, and two, it's not turn-based combat. So my mate brought the disc around for me and went, "Here, you can borrow it, play it." And it's sat. I can see it over there. It's been sat there for a month. I've not even taken the disc out and put it in yet.
do you know what? I bought it last month and I haven't played it yet, and I don't know why. I just have no clue why. And I think it's because like I know that Final Fantasy X is my most favorite game, and I don't want this to become my best Final Fantasy. It's like having a child and then having another child, and you don't want that this child to be the favorite.
So how do you feel then with Final Fantasy X being your favourite? 'Cause isn't that one with is 10 with Yuna and Waka and
Yeah,
that 10 with the most awful laughing game in history?
it's amazing.
I
That
love
laughing
that laugh bit.
scene.
So
That laughing
how do you
scene's
feel
brilliant.
then? But you don't want to play 7 because it become your new Final Fantasy favourite. But yet you love Kingdom Hearts, which changes a lot of the canon of 10.
It does actually, doesn't it? It's a bit, yeah. But
There's a bit of an eternal dichotomy there.
the guy who, well, the guy who made the characters for 10, he was the one who made Kingdom Hearts. He was like the creative director on Kingdom
Hmm.
Hearts, and then he became the creative director on Final Fantasy VII, the remake as well. So I know that I will really like 7.
This is the thing, I really like it, but the original has shaped my gaming life so much. I found Final Fantasy VII in Game Station when I was about 13. and went, I don't know what this is. I've never heard of it. Oh, it says 100 hours of gameplay. That's for £10 of my pocket money. I'll take it. I didn't even know what an RPG was until that point.
Yeah.
And that just kind of blew my mind and expanded gaming for me. So I don't want the remake. I want the remake to be shit. I want it to be crap because if it's good, then it's going to ruin the original.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, let's get back to the actual questions. We've gone on to...
Sorry, Ed. Sorry.
No, I don't know why you're apologising. It gives a really weird background, I guess. So, how big was the team that started on Pandora to how big it is today?
The original team, do you know what? I think it was probably about the same size. And then it grew to like about 20 people. So it first started at about 10 people, grew to about 20 to 25. And then I realised that it was just too big. Like, and people were at a lot of like different levels as well. So like some people might get frustrated with other people who couldn't do the work as well because they were like still learning and stuff. So then I kind of like brought the team back a little bit, and some people left as well just because they couldn't, like it just wasn't for them. And then today we're sitting at 8 to 10 people at the moment.
So just quite a big difference in numbers, really.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel like this works a lot more because, you know, even though it might take a little longer to maybe do some stuff, it's also a little bit more personal as well. And I think I do work a lot better with smaller teams as well, because that way I can give more of my attention to like individuals, especially when you're like the game director or something like that. Rather than if it's like a really large team, it can be hard, especially when you're working in your spare time, just to give like a lot of focus to someone who's like asking you questions and stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing. When you it's such a spot. Like I said earlier, I kind of alluded to you were living a double life. Yeah, like Pandora, you were doing your personal time and then your professional career. When the team gets so big, does it get to a point where someone comes and go, "Oh, Susan's left," and you go, "Who's Susan?"
Yeah, I mean, it never got that bad. I'd always remember people's names. I think.
Going around calling someone Dave and their real name was actually Bob.
Yeah. Oh god, I hope it never came to that.
But how much does it feel like for the team to get bigger and bigger? Does it feel like the games, when the team gets bigger, does it feel like the game's progressing and getting somewhere, or do you feel like you're losing control of it and you need to make the team smaller to make it what it is?
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes you feel like you're losing control because, I don't know. This may sound quite like a dictator here, but sometimes you can have too many opinions on a project, and you don't know which one to kind of like listen to.
Too many cooks spoil the broth.
Yeah, if you all like listen to like different things, and I think like with the team that's there at the moment, you can kind of like listen to everyone's opinions and take it on board. But yeah, sometimes when there's too many people sometimes would even just kind of like just start getting in fights and stuff, and you just kind of like, this is not like.
This is not Pandora. Pandora's beautiful and amazing and
exactly
charm people, not
full of happiness
in a Zoom call.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, what has been the best thing about seeing your own game going live? Or getting ready to go live, I should say, sorry.
Sorry, I wrote that wrong. I meant to say, what's the best thing about your seeing your own game come to life? Sorry,
so you're making me look unprofessional now.
My bad, sorry.
So, to come to life, I think...
Seeing it from that idea you had from this young girl opening a book in a shop.
Do you know what?
To being what it is now.
Like the other week, myself and the team, I actually told them stories of like what Pandora was like in the very beginning, and we started like playing old builds together, just to kind of see like the progress that it's made over the years. And it's really nice seeing that because you can also kind of see and we start like critiquing like the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of said to them like, and because I was doing it as well, I was like, oh my God, like why did I ever make this decision? But you kind of realize like that you've learnt over time and you've kind of improved as well. So I think seeing that improvement was really good, and not just seeing mine, but seeing the teams as well to learn that it's not just helped myself, but it's helped them too. And that was a really good feeling. Like being selfish, it was a good feeling for me to know that I've helped my team kind of progress in a way with this project.
Yeah, it's that thing of not only have you've had this idea and now it's about to be released on the world as a fully formed game. Like you've taken this from a thought in your head to something that's available to buy.
Yeah,
But people have grown alongside you as well, and they've got better at their jobs, or they've got a better understanding of their careers alongside you.
definitely. And I think a lot of the times as well, when I take it to events and sometimes even like professional events, like with just game devs, a lot of people will tell me like what are you doing? Like you can't do this. Um, and I'd always say to them like that would always push me to kind of go, I am going to do this. I am going to finish this because there's no way that one person can tell me that I can't do something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think knowing now that it's now at a release date and it's actually going to go live from like I don't know like 2-3 years ago when people were saying you can't do this. It's a really good feeling. If I've proved them wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
the big thing for me is personally, we you and our clash was a good friend and everything, but when I first met you 2 years ago, you went, "Oh, I'm working on this game called Pandora in my spare time. Do you want to come check it out? We'll get in touch and we'll check it out."
mm.
And then fast forward to today, you don't talk about Pandora as a game. You talk about Pandora as a little girl.
Like she's my
Like
baby.
Pandora's a person now to you.
She is, yeah. Like it, it holds like a special thing in my heart, definitely, because it in a way kind of it represents like for me like a thing of like making something. And Pandora's like a dream, isn't it? Like that a lot of people kind of aspire to do,
Hmm.
like in their personal time as well. So yeah, and I don't know. To me, she's real in my head. Just yeah,
But
I probably
it's
shouldn't
well, I
say
know
that.
so I was saying, and I wouldn't try to put it on the spot and make a bass, but I find it amazing. It gives an insight into a developer's mind.
Yeah,
Now that when I first met you 2 years ago, you went, "I'm working on this game called Pandora," and now you go, "Oh well, Pandora, she did this, and Pandora does that, and this is how she reacts," and it's like, no, the game was called Pandora. No, it's called Chain to Chaos, but Pandora does this.
yeah.
And it's amazing to see how I don't think you realise you do it.
No, probably not. To be
And
honest.
I'm not criticizing. Please don't think I'm criticizing you
Oh
for
no,
it.
I know.
But I just love it how it went from when I first met you 2 years ago was this is my game Pandora and this is what it's about to Pandora as a person now.
Mm.
Is that how much like people use the term so often? Oh, it's blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this, but this is soul and imagination have gone into this to make this person real.
Yeah, I think this because obviously I do this in my spare time, and because like when you do have a full-time job, all you want to do is come back and just relax and play games. And to be fair, I still do that, but I make time for this, so it's a lot of hard work. And like, don't get me wrong, like the rest of the team as well, they put in as much effort as I do. But I think for me, I know that I'm going to stick with this like to the end. For me, I'm gonna see it through. And I think knowing that, like, it just gives me that drive and just making sure that I'm going to get this done.
Well,
So
I've got two
it's
questions to come out of that there now. There's
mhm.
how much like you go do. We've already mentioned having your double life. So you go do your 9 to 5, if you will.
Yeah.
How many hours then do you come back? And how do you do that? You come back like 9 to 5. You've done 9 to 5, Monday to Thursday. You're knackered. Do you have to then come home on Thursday night and do like an hour commute back home, and then do 4 to 5 hours on Pandora? Are you doing a 40-hour work week and a 30-hour week on Pandora?
Do you know what?
How do you manage that?
My days. So about a year ago now, I used to live about 2 hours away from Liverpool for my actual job. So I'd have to wake up at 6:30 each morning, travel by bike for 30 minutes, then catch the train, then travel by bike for another like 15 minutes, like every single day, going back and forth. So like always go about 4 hours like traveling. And at the end of the day, I'd come back and just do Pandora work. Then also do like, the normal cooking and cleaning and stuff.
Yeah.
And like looking back at it now, because now I live in Liverpool, so like I don't really have that commute, especially in quarantine time as well.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't know how I did it. I don't know what I was doing. Don't know what I was living off.
What's about my next question is, how do you have the motivation to keep that going? Because I'm gonna bring it personally, and I apologise to people in the chat. I don't mean to bring it personally or make it self-centered or anything, but I do about 12 to 16 hours a day in this office, and my fiance's like just down the steps, and I struggle to balance my work life with my fiance, even though I don't leave the house.
Yeah.
How do you manage to balance a 9 to 5 with making Pandora and having a social life or an intimate relationship with all that? That sounds mental.
Yeah, it's you have to pick and choose your days. I think you have to have people who understand as well. Like, luckily, I've got friends who like absolutely support me. I'm so lucky. I've got a boyfriend who supports me as well, and like whenever I go to events, he'll come along with me and help me out. So yeah, I think you've got to surround yourself with good people, and then I think also like,
where do you get the motivation to, when you come in from, you do your 9 to 5, let's say it takes you an hour to get home, so you get in the house at 6 o'clock.
yeah,
The washing up needs doing, the laundry needs doing, the living room needs back in.
yeah.
How do you manage to still do all that and then go, right, I need 5 hours of Pandora tonight? Where does that mindset come from? Is it just purely that this is a thing that I need to bring into the world? This needs to exist.
I think that thing has always been with me. I think that whole motivation thing. I don't think it's just like just because of Pandora. I think it's just something that I've like. It's just like a drive. Like whatever projects I'm on, whether it be at work, whether it be personal, whether it be, I won't say hobby because I give up hobbies like so easily, so I won't say that.
We've got work and projects that are
Yeah.
There's no time for them.
But yeah, I think when I know that I'm dedicated to something, I will always see it through to the end, and I always put like my 100% into it. Unless I'm ill, then I'm on a sick day playing like San Andreas in bed then. So, but yeah, like that's just a big thing for me. I think like just always having that focus, having that drive, and also I think a big thing is like not letting other people down. I would never want to do that, because I think being a producer as well has kind of taught me that if you want to like lead a team and help them as well, you got to make sure that people can depend on you, and that's a big thing. So yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get too personal there. It's just
no, don't worry.
Deep.
It's like
it got deep. It got very deep. And I
session
apologise.
here.
It's just that we had like Adam Swanson on a couple of weeks ago, who's had like 30 years in the industry. We've got this amazingly talented producer and developer who left university 6 years ago and owned her own company and bring her own game out via working at Sony. Like you have an amazing career track.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry for getting so deep there. I just kind of want to get into the mindset of
don't apologise.
And didn't want to pick apart there and make it too personal. I just kind of want to make the people who are watching us realise that, yeah, this is the drive and the. It's not enough to go, I've got an idea for a game, I want to make it. Like, you have to pick and choose what you do in your life and when. Like, it's the times where you've gone. Again, I'm going to get too personal, so please feel quite happy to say fuck off.
So I can always get to the next question.
But has there been a time in your life where you've gone, Pandora has to come over a relationship, or a relationship has to come over Pandora? Or my job comes from Pandora, or Pandora comes. You know what I mean? Is there come a time where you have to prioritise and go, shit, I'm doing too much on Pandora. I need to step back and keep my career going.
This definitely is a personal question. So I think with relations,
feel free to tell me to fuck off.
No. I think it's good to kind of talk about these type of things. I think with my personal relationship, like I had an ex who kind of didn't understand my ambition with this and my drive of wanting to, because like my whole goal in my life and like making games is to one day own my own studio, and every step I do is a step towards that.
Well, to me, someone who knows you and has studied your career for the last week for this interview, it seems like everything you've done in your career and putting the person I know towards, I can put a personal thing on that career step, has been like everything's led to releasing Pandora.
Yeah.
Everything is like, even though maybe it's Sony, when you were software testing at Sony, you didn't realise it, that was kind of building you up to release Pandora. Like this is the inevitable outcome.
Yeah. But I also, I think because like Pandora is a personal project as well, I've always kind of said that like my main job always comes first as well, because that's the kind of thing, like at the end of the day, that's the job that feeds me and pays my rent as well. So and because people depend on me more for that than they do for Pandora. Like the Pandora team have always kind of said, and they've always understood as well, that they can kind of like, they don't mind waiting until, if I have to do stuff for work and stuff. And that's always like come top, and they have always understood that as well. Yeah, I hope that kind of answers the question.
Yeah, it does. And I've been told off for going too deep now, so I'm going to hand you back over to Ed. I apologise.
I haven't told you off. You said I was told to tell him to fuck off, so I told him to fuck off.
I just saw you spinning the sky.
Oh no, I'm not gonna lie. I was playing with my shadow in my own camera. I won't lie there. I got a little bit of ADHD just going on then.
Oh, no, I just saw the corner of my eye.
Yeah, I was moving my word pad around and I could just see. I mean, if that's what gets your attention, I'm going to do that more often. So you've asked what the best thing to see in your game come to life is. What's the worst?
Probably the bad thoughts that come with it. Like, you know, thinking isn't good enough and worrying too much about just what people might think about it. And thinking that you haven't done enough for it as well. Yeah, I think probably like those are the worst.
Is that not just imposter syndrome though? Like
probably, yeah.
This is not. So everything you just mentioned there is not like there's a free demo out right now. You're thinking I haven't done enough. This isn't good enough, but no one's actually said that to you.
No,
that's just your own thoughts. That's imposter syndrome. Like you've got the most meteoric rise, the quickest career I've seen in game development. You've gone from like you left university to work at fucking Sony. Like most people go through like multiple days before they're like 30, 38, 40 before they get to Sony. You got there straight out of uni. 6 years later, you've got your own studio, your own game coming out, and you're going. Have I done enough? Have I not? But no one said that to you, have they?
No.
There's this imposter syndrome. Sorry, I'm not making light of your thoughts. I'm just trying to say, like, what?
Yeah, I think it's because like the decisions that I make, I'm not always sure that they're correct. So it's always just like, oh bloody hell, like, I probably should have gone with like the other decision instead. But
Yeah, but I would say I always don't make the right decision, but I make the right decision now.
yeah, it's it's a difficult one. But I mean, I have been giving myself like personal chats in my head and just kind of gone, and sometimes I even say this to the team, and sometimes I think I'm saying it more for myself than actually them. But at the end of the day, we're making this game because one, it's good for everyone's portfolios. Two, it's good for seeing how to make a game from start to finish for everyone. And also, it's just that we get to make fantastic art in its own way. So,
I love that you class it as art, but I'm going to reframe Ed's question. So if we take the personal out of it, what has been the worst thing professionally about making your own game?
I think probably, I don't know if this is personal or not,
No,
but
take the personal out of it. Yeah, is it funding? Is it
yeah, I
realize how
think,
development goes? How much building the right team is? Have you had to fire someone? How difficult is that?
oh my God,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what's the worst bit?
I think it would be not having like the right people come onto the project. So then you've got like certain bits missing from the game, and then you can't kind of progress, and it makes it difficult for like other team members as well to kind of like continue like their craft on the game.
Has that happened because you thought you got the right people in and it turned out there wasn't?
No,
Or is it
sometimes it's
just
just
a
like
fault on yourself where you've not got you realise you should have got this person, you realise too late you needed them?
sometimes it's just like you can't find that person at all. Like for example, VFX is really really hard to find someone who's willing just to volunteer like for this game and just help out because they're quite scarce in the gaming industry anyway. Um, yeah, and I'm trying to think what else as well.
So you said they need VFX people to volunteer.
Yeah.
So how much of Pandora is built out of funding and paid positions, and how much is people volunteering?
So everyone on the project is like 100% volunteering. Like everyone is. God, this is gonna sound so bad, but yeah, I don't pay anyone on the team at all.
Don't
And
worry. Stop up. Ed and his missus. Ed's my co-host he reviews games for me. His wife does my social media. I don't pay anyone because I don't make money.
yeah, yeah, and I tell everyone this straight up. I'm just like, look, I don't have any money because I spend all my money on League of Legends, basically, or on skins, so I can't pay you. But yeah, and so
that industry grant I got went on League of Legends. Sorry.
pretty much. Um, but yeah, so everyone on the project volunteers, and then whatever we make from this game is just going to be, like percentage wise. So yeah, but it's hard to find people who are willing to help and volunteer. But I think the more we've progressed with the game to kind of show what we can do with it and to show you like how willing we're looking to put like time into the project, we've had a lot more people who are willing to help out. I think like I was saying before, like because we're so passionate, people want to help us out as well because the game industry is just like everyone's just like really nice.
Hopefully, you'll have the same problem that Adam had. We had on a couple of weeks ago when he did Fortresscraft. He had made Fortresscraft and everybody was volunteer, but for percentage points of profit.
Oh, okay.
And that went on to make $3.7 million gross.
Oh, that's all right, isn't it?
So he went to go pay the guy who'd done his sound work, and we were on our podcast a week saying he went on to do his sound work, and then he had to hold the money back because he couldn't pay his sound guy. Because his sound guy was only 17 and he had to wait to his 18th birthday so he could transfer.
No.
So he could open a business account and transfer $75,000 to him.
Bloody hell. Well, at least he's got that waiting for his 18th birthday. Imagine
Yeah, I mean, that's
that.
a bloody good 18.
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
Yeah, 9 o'clock in the morning, open the business account. 10 o'clock, it's in there. 11 o'clock, who wants to fucking party?
I say all I got was like 20 quid for my 18th, but you know.
As Badger mentioned, you've got the demo ready, and Hardeep's put it in, but Mrs. Metal's going to put the link in again for us. But the demo is out on Steam right now. How have you found the feedback so far?
So we actually put the demo out like a year ago, like today. Well, not actually today, but it's actually the demo is vastly different from what the game looks like right now. But to be honest, the feedback wasn't bad. It was just kind of like, oh, there's a couple of bugs here, or I can't progress here, or something like that. No one was looking like this game is absolute shite or anything like that. So it was all right, actually. I was pretty happy.
So it must be quite scary putting, because you've worked on it, and we've talked quite at length now how you got to this point, but getting to this idea now out there, how scary was it to go, this is an idea in my head, now I'm going to let people play a little bit of it?
Do you know what? It actually wasn't that bad, but I think that was mainly because we went to a lot of game events before we put the demo out there. So just before we did that, we went to, I think it was in Insomnia in March.
The first time I saw you were developed Brighton.
Yeah.
It was the first time I saw you as Pandora. Yeah.
I think that was just before we put the demo out. I think. I can't remember now. But yeah.
I think it was developing on Sunday. You put the demo out on the Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it didn't feel that bad because we kind of thought, okay, no one's really said anything really bad about the game so far, so it should be all right. And I was probably drunk at the time as well when I pressed like the go button, so that always helps.
Fuck it, this is happening.
Yeah, but yeah, I was just really excited, and you know, it felt really good, to be fair.
So we've just put the link in the chat to the demo, but what you said, I'm kind of guessing people shouldn't play that demo because it's not what the game is right now.
It's not, but if you want, I can send some early access keys over to you guys if you want to hand them out or anything. And that will actually be the game that you guys will be able to play later on.
Love that. Would be honoured.
I mean, if you'd be happy for it, I'd happily stream it on my Fridays where I play indie games solely. Literally.
Yeah,
Friday
yeah, that sounds great.
Indie game, no matter what.
Cool, yeah.
What we say, like we do. Are you okay to give us 3 keys?
I was thinking about 20, but yeah.
Oh, 20. Let's take 20 then. So we'll have like Ed can use it to play, and we'll give 19 away next Friday on Ed. Yeah, Freak Show is for PC. It's for PC. Yeah.
Yeah, for PC for Steam.
So Ed's gonna play Pandora on Friday and have 19 keys to give away for it.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm assuming that's demo keys, not full game keys.
It will actually be the full game. So
fucking hell!
I know. Like, look
I think
I need to come up with a plan on how I'm going to give these away.
Do you know what I think we need to do? I think we need to get Nareice's PayPal and see who's willing to pay. Like, actually, I'm going to skip ahead to a question. Like, we've not got to release it yet, but do you have a price set yet for Pandora?
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm taking your question.
No, that's absolutely fine. I was going to bring it up anyway, and you just took it out of my mouth, so it's fine.
Yeah, so we're looking at $4.99 for the game, but we'll be doing like a little sale on launch as well, like 50% off.
So I reckon we should take Nareice. Ed should play it on Friday.
This is going to sound really cheeky. If you'd like to send me your PayPal via Twitter or through Skype, I will
exactly where I was going.
I'll get a link ready up on Streamlabs for Friday. I will do a special stream Friday. I was only going to do 3 till 6, but I'll start later, and I'll go on till I get tired.
Okay, sounds good.
Friday. Let's have Friday. Actually, can I be cheeky? Can you send 21 keys?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Right, let's give a key for Ed, and then we'll get Nareice's PayPal, and the game's gonna be $4.99 at release. So for should we say £3, you get a key, and we'll put Nareice's PayPal up. £3, Ed will give you a key on Friday.
I think
So
Swatchy's trying to reserve a key.
We're an exclusive Badger'Ed podcast sale.
There we go.
Nareice is going to give us 20 keys for free, but we're going to flog you them for £3 a piece because we're bringing the devs on here to teach you about, to enlighten you and show you how much they have to work and how hard they work. Let's buy Nareice some fucking ramen noodles.
Noodles. Can we not talk about food? I'm getting hungry.
The girl deserves Prosecco. Come on, people.
So yeah, there we go. That's taken my Friday plans up.
Swatch has just put in the reserves a key. So we sold one for £3 already.
Yes, freak ramen. And just for
ramen
anyone...
or pints. Hey, freak, we don't know if she's buying ramen or pints of cider worth £3. We're not judging. Who's going to drink? Who's going to eat ramen without a pint of cider? You need an accompaniment to your meal.
I'll eat them dry without any water, but I'm just weird.
She lived up north. You need a drink with your main meal. If your main meal's ramen, you need a cider.
So, where's the best place for people to keep up to date with Pandora?
So if you follow us on Twitter, we're under Party Llama Games, and also
just come in the chat. I had to ask it, but I still put it in the chat.
I like how Ed answered the question before Nareice even answered it. I put the Discord link and the Twitter link in the chat.
I'm well prepared.
Yeah, just follow those links down below. Discord and Twitter.
And
click the links. Click the links, people.
The links will be in the description of the YouTube video as well. But that's it. That's the main questions, bar one. This is the last. We'd like to give the last few minutes over to yourself for anything you'd like to say that we think you've missed. And is there anything you'd like to say to viewers?
Anything you'd like to say to people that we haven't covered?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, feel free to shamelessly plug and shill. Go to Pandora.com or Pandora or follow Party Llama. Just shill the world away. This is your moment.
Now's the shine,
shine.
I think if you want to,
excuse me.
If you ever want to get into games development, I think as I said before, always try and see if you can make your own game and stuff. Always network as well. And I think Pandora shows, even though it was a very long development time, it shows that you can do it. You don't need to die in your spare time making a game. I've still had a social life and stuff like that, and still been doing a full-time job. So yeah, I think the main thing as well is just always, whatever you're doing, make sure you've got passion for it. If you don't, then I'd say look to something else, because you want to make sure whatever you're working on or whatever you're doing, you're happy, and that's the main thing. Heart.
Right. You've got about a minute left in the chat to get your questions in before we let Nareice go.
Yeah.
I absolutely, Nareice, I adored you as a friend.
Yeah.
I think I don't get to interrogate my friends, and I feel like I've really interrogated you tonight, and I apologise.
You got pretty
fine.
deep, and I feel bad for letting him, so I do apologise.
But I
loved it.
I love the fact we gave the last few minutes there over to you to push Pandora and push your game and your job, and you didn't. you went, no, people want to come in, follow your passion, follow your dreams, realise it's full of hard work.
Do you know what? That's from Kingdom Hearts. Friendship and following your dreams and stuff, and that's where I've got it from. I think. Play Kingdom Hearts is the best game ever.
Plagiarism.
Yes, pretty much.
I love the fact that this interview has gone on so long that Nareice now looks like Holly from Red Dwarf, because she has no lighting on her camera, so she's just a floating head.
It's on proper dark.
Again, I'm showing my age. Freak Show said that is the wholesome thing ever on this. That is the wholesome thing ever on these podcasts.
Oh, that's nice.
I love the fact that you had a chance to just whip out Pandora and chat about Pandora, and you didn't. You turned to people and went, no, follow your dream, be persistent, and go, Nareice, you are amazing, and I fucking love you.
Yay!
I owe you at least 10 beers next time we're at a free bar.
I mean, I'm definitely up for that, mate. And you know I won't forget that either.
Yeah, but it's a free bar, so it doesn't cost me out, so I'll comply to it.
Oh, shoot.
But Nareice, thank you so much, man. We're sorry for keeping you so late. We meant to have a 40-minute interview. It's been an hour and 40 minutes.
Right, you say
really
this.
enjoyed
You've been
that.
saying this for the last 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Oh, it's meant to be 40 minutes. We go over an hour.
I apologise for getting fucking amazing interviewees in.
No. I don't know why you keep saying it's going to be 40 minutes. Don't tell them the time. Simple as.
I didn't tell her we're 40 minutes. I said it might be about an hour.
That's what I mean. You still lied to her. If you say we've got a few questions for you, it'll take as long as it takes.
You say about an hour, they agreed to it. Once it's past an hour, she's live on it now. She can't leave. It's like Stockholm syndrome.
That is so true, to be
She
fair.
looks rude leaving. It's fine. We go. I just apologise at the end, like it was accidental. Now you're fucking outing me, dude. What's going on here?
I'm not outing you at all. Anyway, let's let Nareice go.
Let's let
enjoy the rest of her evening.
Let Nareice go.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been really fun, actually. Just talking like this. It's been great. Thank you.
I mean, I think after this, you may need to go see a counsellor just because of Badger.
I know, it really opened up to now. I'm like, oh, bloody hell.
Let's blame the rum.
Yeah.
Always the rum. We blame everything on the rum.
But the rum makes you have a good time, though, doesn't it?
It's a good time that you might like to forget.
Anyway, thank you for being here. It has been amazing. I hope everyone in the chat and everyone that's been watching has got even more of an insight to the game industry and the development side of gaming. But this is the part where you get to tell us to fuck off. You get to leave us now, and I'm stuck with him.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
oh,
you.
No, go in. We're going to keep
We've still got trailers and news to come.
We're going to carry on.
All right, then.
You get to go drink your rum. Thank you so much, Nareice. I love you, and I use so many beers.
All right, thanks for having me. I'll see you later.
See you later.
Good
Thank you
night.
very much.
Bye.
And there we have it. There's the interview for the night.
And that I love that. I think she's amazing. She's fantastic.
That was awesome.
6 years from leaving university. Well, she left university straight to Sony. And from 6 years leaving university to owning her own studio and bring her own game out. There's a pathway to follow. That's her to do it. Nareice has got it. But, sorry, I took that on way too long than it should have done.
Let's catch up with the chat quickly. Tsunami, hello, how you doing? It's been a while, my dude. I hope everything is okay with you.
Hi. Sorry.
Hardeep, thank you for the follow. There was a follow at the beginning of the stream. I believe it was Party Llama Games, so thank you for that follow. I greatly appreciate it. Slot, she said, is disappointed that she didn't tell you to fuck off.
She's too polite live. She does personally.
I mean, yeah, I'm not that polite. But guys, that's the interview. Now it's that time of the show where we move on to the best of the indie game trailers for this week. So what have we got up first, Badger?
We've got Super Soccer Blast, which looks amazing as it sounds. Play it, Ed.
I would do if it wants to. There we go.
It looks fantastic. It looks like an Amiga game on a Mega Drive.
It reminds me of like the old school PES games from PS1, but with better graphics.
That's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. The old school PES games. It looks fantastic. It kind of... Oh, excuse me. It feels like Central World of Soccer for the PS4.
So there we go. That was the trailer.
So that is it's by Super Soccer Blast by Unfinished Pixels. They created Super Volley Blast, Super Tennis Blast. You can see a theme going here. They've come back with a new take of the indie sports series, Super Soccer Blast, an arcade-ish soccer game that tackles sport in a light-hearted and accessible way. As a breakaway from the seriousness of simulation and realism, it brings a very arcade style to the field with retro throwbacks, fast and fluid gameplay to create a fast-paced game that's enjoyable and fun. With its not too serious, cartoonish aesthetics and modern approach to classic gameplay, Super Soccer Blast brings memories of occult classic games like International Superstar Soccer, a super fast, dynamic experience for people who are wary of Football Manager or complicated hardcore simulators. Because let's be fucking honest here. You're playing FIFA 20, you have to be a fucking Mourinho, Bielsa, Klopp level manager to make that game work. I don't. I want to fucking pick my 11, go on the field. I don't know if my right back links up with my left back, or if I need to pay £3 to get my midfielder to link with my attacker. No, I want to put a fucking team out and play my team. It's like Sensible World of Soccer meets International Superstar Soccer. Yeah, it comes out June 12th, so it comes out in 2 days' time on Xbox One and PS4, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. Oh, sorry, no. 12th June comes out on Xbox One, PS4, Nintendo Switch and Steam and PC by the end of June 2020. So you can whisk... It comes out on 12th of June, and it's going to come out by end of June on PC and Switch. I like that, because it's just a FIFA with its money-grabbing bullshit packs that... we're going to have an article on that this week on Stoffel. So I won't get my soapbox just yet, because I have been...
Suppress that rant, Badger. Suppress it hard.
I have a leaked government report that I'm about to write about on Monday. So we'll see where that goes.
Yes. Anyway, let's swiftly move on before he starts ranting to apparently a redneck version of me, Redneck Ed.
Yeah, I can't decide if I give you this one.
Oh, I don't know either.
This feels very much like, in terms of gameplay and graphically, it looks like Earthworm Jim. And I have missed that kind of game for so long.
I kind of got the Cuphead vibe.
Yeah, I see Cuphead in it.
Well, I never really got to play it, so...
Yeah, I see a little bit of Earthworm Jim, kind of anti-hero, not supposed to cheer for him, but you are anyway.
I mean, just because of the name, I feel like I need to review that.
I think we have a code on the... Well, I've requested a code for you.
Awesome. But yeah, that was Redneck Ed. Astro Monster Show is an arcade beat-em-up set in an intergalactic game show. I will get my words out tonight. I am struggling to speak. I am blaming what I was watching earlier because I got so relaxed. Forced to compete in gruesome challenges to reclaim his stolen face. Ed must... I must...
Do you want me to take over?
No. I must endure this torturous reality show while also trying to take down the sinister forces behind the business we call show. Featuring...
This sounds like kind of Running Man meets Smash TV. Like some evil corporation stolen your face. Now you need to go for the Arnold Schwarzenegger's Running Man game show.
Freak just put in the chat, what in the LSD nightmare was that?
It's amazing, isn't it? This is why we do this podcast. It's well, because these are really fucked up weird shit you
That was
won't get
awesome.
to see.
That was awesome. Anyway, featuring hand-drawn art inspired by cartoonishly grotesque animation like Ren and Stimpy, Redneck Ed Astro Monster Show takes players through some of the weirdest and wildest worlds imaginable. As you battle through waves of bloodthirsty aliens, you'll get behind the scenes glimpse at the inner workings of the most sadistic game show in the universe. To get an early look at Redneck Ed Astro Monster Show, a free demo will be available as part of the Steam Game Festival June 16th to June 20th. It's only available for a limited time, so sign up to as a reminder to ensure you don't miss out.
I think I put the link. Oh no, I put the wrong link in.
20. Yes.
Yeah, if you go to the Steam page for Redneck Ed, sorry, my apologies, I put the wrong link in the chat there. If you go to the Steam page for Redneck Ed, you will, from June 16th to 22nd, you can sign up for the free demo. My bad, I put the wrong link in.
You didn't put a link in at all.
I didn't. Yeah.
But yeah, moving on. What's up next?
This one has got me, and it's going to be interesting to see how this works. Because I put this trailer in today, and Ed now has the code to play it because my PC can't play it. And it's an interesting game. But I like the discussion it creates. So this is a game called Legally Addicted. And it right now, here's the trailer now. And it doesn't look like much, but if you notice at the side there, you don't have health or timers. You have anxiety and addiction levels. You got an anxiety and an employment level. Basically, you're an office worker in a procedurally generated dungeon trying to get out of the office for a sick break. But at the same time, you want to just start work at the company, so you want to make sure you don't get sacked. So can you get outside and have a sick break and get back to your office, back to your desk without being fired? Or do you have to plough through it, in which case your anxiety makes your work less productive? I think it's a brilliant way of doing a procedural generated dungeon crawler. Which, yeah, the graphics aren't brilliant. They're trying to be fantastic, but it's funded. It's a Brazilian one-man Brazilian team. So I think they're really good for what they are and the fun it's got. But I like the message it conveys. Anakin Groundfiller and Mr. Nice Attack, yeah. The skins are funny. But I love the idea of like it's an office worker going for a cig. He's not doing anything illegal. He's not wrong. But all the non-smokers in the office fucking hate him because now they only get a 15-minute break, but he gets a 40-minute break. Just got 20 minutes for a cig, have a cig, and 20 minutes back. You know, yeah, I think it's a game that it's a really good procedural generated game, but it creates a nice dialogue about legal addiction. Like, yeah. We allow alcohol and cigarettes, but yeah, if you can't go for a cig break every 4 hours, does your work get lesser? So I like that. But anyway, it features a traditional style, modern theme, acid humour with some real talk about addictions. Themed skins, traps, pickups, weapons, enemies. Has 11 rooms built at the minute, but it's procedurally generated, so they have no idea how many rooms it's going to have at the end. It's got 5 unlockable skins with hidden parts for hardcore players. This is the bit I love. No save game. Like I was going to explain is, once you start, you have to go through you have to complete the whole game in one run. If you die, you keep the skins unlocked, but no, you go through, you die, you go through. You have to complete it in one go. And destructible physics, as we saw. So furniture and shit can be blown up in real time. I love that because I think it's a really fun, ridiculous game, but it kind of gives a conversation on what is addiction, what is legal addiction. I like it.
Yeah, that's. You say there's a review code for me. This could
that's incoming.
This could be a rage-inducing game. Anyway, moving on, we have got Car Trader Simulator. Let's play the trailer for this first.
So this is Car Trader Simulator. Which looks like nothing. And the reason I've included it is that someone who completely dismissed SnowRunner as fucking nothing and has come to love it. I think this might really. I think some more people in our viewership might like this. I think Slotchy is going to be all over this one.
I think Slotchy will be over it, and everyone else that plays Mud Runner and Snow Runner. But Car Trader Simulator will allow players to become a used car dealer and run their own car dealership. In addition to selling cars and managing the store, there are many other responsibilities waiting for them. Their tasks will include employing and managing workers. We will be looking for and buying new cars, so employees can repair, transport, or even steal them later, if it comes to that. All those activities will affect the business. It's up to the players how they will run the business. They will repair and sell their cars responsibly, taking care of the clients, or they'll go the cheapest way possible and deceive potential buyers in order to get rich quickly. To grow their car dealerships, players will not only have to develop both themselves and their employees, but they invest in advertising. Tough economic choices will force them to carefully plan expenses in order to earn more in the future. Outside of collecting cash for new cars, players will have to compete in online auctions with other traders, and they are extremely tedious. The prologue is scheduled to launch on the 17th of June and will be available on Steam for free.
So, to ask and Taken's question in the chat, yes, it is on Steam.
Freak has just put the link in above your question, Taken. Again,
is this game on Steam?
All links will be put into the description.
I think they're planning 3 episodes of content. So the prologue's free. If you enjoy the prologue, then you buy episode 1. You like episode 1, you buy episode 2. Blah 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 blah. It's a very fucking tiny indie game studio. I think it's like 2, maybe 3 people that are making it. And what they've made is amazing. It's fantastic. So even if you're not interested in this kind of game, please go play the prologue.
At least give it a try.
Free. Play it for free.
It's a free game.
It might surprise you. You might like it. It's free. If you don't, delete it, but don't leave a bad review. Just the more downloads you get in the prologue, the higher they build up the Steam rankings, and we can get indie developers noticed. It might not be a game for you, but you can get it a game that's noticed to people that might like it.
It always helps. But that's it for the trailers, guys.
So we're going on to news now. What do you like out of the trailers? Is there anything you want out of the trailers? Anything you feel we missed or we should have?
Obviously, I want Redneck Ed. That's for me. Redneck Ed, definitely.
I mean, I did send the email saying my colleague is called Ed. My podcast is called Badger'Ed. His Twitch name is Metal Ed. Can we please have Redneck Ed?
You know what? I'll even give myself a mullet just for it.
You have a mullet already. Don't say like you're doing it professionally.
Don't
You've
start.
got one already.
Don't start. Anyway, let's move on to the news.
So the other big news is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. UK time, we've got the PS5 reveal. Like, don't matter how much you want to be about indie games or support indie devs or promote them, we can't get away from the fact that the biggest fucking story of tomorrow is going to be the PS5 reveal. So, come over to Stoffel Presents, twitch.tv/Stoffel Presents. We'll be covering that live from 9 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll be covering that reveal. We're going to make sure you join in and we can discover everything we can about Sony going to teach us, what Sony going to tell us. And let's discuss it. What features do you want? What features do you think we're going to get? What features do you think we're going to be delivered? So we can't go into news without acknowledging that's happening.
I mean, I don't know what I'm expecting or what I'm wanting for the PS5, to be honest. Because I most probably won't be getting one.
I'm definitely getting one. But do you know what I'd like? Do you know what I'd really like out of it? I know it goes about backward compatibility and all this lot. Do you know what I'd really like out of the PS5?
Stability?
No need for an Elgato.
No need for an Elgato. To be honest, I'd like that from both. That's about the only thing I would like from both.
I'd like Streamlabs OBS integration. I'm drunk, I can't say it.
Intrigation. You're pretty much on it.
But yeah, like if PS5 can, like now PS5 you can press share and you can go on Twitch, but you've got this
don't
shit
have your
square
overlays
with a black chat room and your camera. But if I could press the share button on PS4 and I could have my Stream Elements overlay on there.
It would be nice.
It can get to my Twitch, so it's got my donations and my bits and my subs. I think that's what it needs more than anything. Like, let's be honest here, the graphics aren't going to be amazing. The graphics not going to be a
but they're not
massive
focusing
step.
on graphics. I've actually seen it. They're not. Both Xbox and PlayStation have said we're not focusing heavily on the graphics now. We want interaction. We want it to be for the gamer, not oh look, it looks really fucking pretty. Oh.
Yeah. Now we're getting beautiful lighting, no load times. Where's the app integration?
That's what we would need.
If Sony, right, we're gonna come by twitch.tv/Stoffel Presents 9 p.m. British time tomorrow. We're gonna follow the PS5 launch event. What I want most is we're fully Twitch enabled. We've got OBS.
An OBS of
We've
any
got
kind.
OBS compatibility.
It'd be nice to see an actual Streamlabs, OBS, whatever, mixer, some form of open broadcasting system. That's what OBS is short for people that didn't actually know.
Yeah.
An actual app where it'd be a case of you fire it up, you go live, you pick your game you're playing, just like you do on PC.
I don't need the 4 grand PC and a 200 quid Elgato to plug into my PS5. I can plug my PS5 into a TV and I can do everything I could do without all that 4 grand's worth of equipment.
Do you know what would be just as good, even without that? Being able to plug it into a laptop or a PC that isn't capable of streaming whilst playing a game.
Yeah.
So, like your PC, where you struggle to play a bloody indie game from the PC and stream, imagine being able to stream solely from your PC or your laptop from your console.
Yeah.
And be like, ta-da, it's there. There's no extra stress on your computer whatsoever, apart from running your OBS. That would be something that would be good. If they physically can't get an app to run on the next gen console.
Going to be a second. Great, Ed, I'm going to leave you hanging live. Sorry.
It's fine. I'll move on. So next up is Need for Speed. And we're going to be talking about Need for Speed Heat. Because it's going to be the first EA title with cross-platform multiplayer. Thanks to an update that went live today, the new cross-play feature will let you play with friends on PC via Origins and Steam, PS4 and Xbox. After you've installed the update, you'll be prompted with the option to turn crossplay on. According to the patch notes for the update, if you choose not to opt in, you can do so at a later time in the game's privacy settings. Need for Speed is coming to EA Access and Origin Access game subscription service on 16th of June. EA was also announced today that the studio teased more Need for Speed and Steam announcements during the upcoming EA Play Live event on June the 18th. EA brought Need for Speed, Heat and many other games to Steam just last week, meaning you are no longer required to use the company's Origin launcher if you want to play those games on PC. EA hasn't shared much information about future Need for Speed games, but we do know they will be developed by the Burnout creator Criterion Games. And while we are waiting for Badger to come back, hey Adam, how's it going? We'll get him to answer your question as soon as he comes back. Just like that. So, Adam has asked, do you think Bloodborne is going to get a PC release announced on the 13th?
No. Quite simply, no. I don't... Sorry, you've got 3 flights of steps. I apologise.
Slotchy's going to re-download Need for Speed just to try the cross-plat.
The crossplay is... You know what? The Need for Speed... The crossplay Need for Speed Heat isn't so much a big thing. Like, they've got a game that's well built and works, so can have crossplay to it. It's not really a massive thing. The big thing is, it's the first time an EA game has had crossplay. So yes. This is a testing ground now. Forget, if it works well, it works good. The game works well, the game works good. They've got that.
Yeah, they've got the foundation for what they want. Now it's a case of, right, let's try this to see if we could do this.
We have a really good game. Let's throw this in. Oh, look, it works. Now watch every game come with it. If it doesn't work, you'll never see crossplay again in the EA title.
No, I reckon if it doesn't work, they'll try it again with a different game at a later date. I reckon they'll work harder at
it. Not work harder, but work smarter at it.
Yeah.
Like maybe not in a Need for Speed title, but in something else.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, down the line in a different game, they'll try something else.
This is not EA. It's historic. It's the first time EA have done a crossplay title.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger news about it. Is that
this is EA. This isn't for gamers. This is for profit.
Wait, can I take a poke at them? Will it be DLC?
I'd say it's a free update.
No, it was an update. I've even said it as an update.
It's a free update. It shocked me. You know, it should be. Like, EA should be like, it's a free update, but $1.99 for crossplay.
Anyway, let's move on to the last piece of news.
All right, which is
Destiny 2.
Destiny 2. Right, this is the last piece of news, but it's a fucking lot of news. Like Destiny 2. Like normally we get press releases and we get some stuff where we get to like, this is coming out, this is happening now. Would you like to talk about this? Destiny just went zip fucking lob.
Big dick energy.
There you go. Right, so there's a link there. I'm not going to go through the entire article. I'm going to let Ed put the link in the chat. So you can go through the entire article because the verge of basically the Destiny 2 devs did a Twitch live stream. And I'll let Ed put the link into that. But the things I picked out of it, fuck me, Destiny 2 have just like Bungie have just gone, yeah, all the things, let's have them. So Destiny 2 is going to support 60 frames per second and 4K resolution on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. Right, so Destiny 2 is going to upscale to the next generation. Right? Now, that it sounds like, it's 60 FPS and 4K resolution. Right now, they're on 30 FPS and 1080p on the Xbox One and PS4. So they're making a massive jump. But Bungie are also promising that cross-generation versions will be fully compatible with each other. So PS5 owners will be able to play with PS4. Xbox Series X customers will play with Xbox One. Also, they're thinking about 2021. Xbox and PlayStation can play together. Which, to me, like, 2021 seems a long way away to do that. They should be able to do that already.
Only the way this year's going.
But they've also announced that if you're on Destiny 2 on PS4 and Xbox One, and I don't know about Xbox One owners, but PS Plus got Destiny 2 free.
Xbox, I do believe Xbox Destiny 2 is free anyway. I can't remember.
I think there's a free-to-play version of Destiny 2 on PS4. I'm not sure about Xbox, but if you want Destiny 2 on PS4 or Xbox One, you'll get a free upgrade for the PS5 or the Xbox Series X version of the game. So basically, even if you don't own Destiny 2, if it's still free on Xbox or PS4,
get it.
Go fucking grab it, because you've got it on PS5.
Go grab it, play it for half an hour, just so it looks legitimate.
Yeah, just play it for an hour or two. You're good. There's a lot. There's a link. Like I just put the link in the chat. But I picked the big things out of it, and the last big thing is that Bungie confirmed it is not. I repeat, not working on Destiny 3, and it has no plans to do so. So they left out. If you click on that link and look at the article, they put their DLC to 2021. They've roadmapped their DLC to 2021, and there is no Destiny 3 coming. They're not even thinking about it.
I know they've just had their first ever, like, fortnight, is what they've called it, a fortnight-like event happen in Destiny 2. I don't know what they mean by that, because I've not actually seen any footage, but I've seen fortnight events, and they are weird. So I'm assuming it's been weird and wonderful.
I mean, they're doing a lot in Destiny at the moment where they also said in the article, click on the article, read it, there's a lot more in there, where they said they're taking like Osiris out, but they're bringing Volta Glass raids back, which I don't know, I can bring a Volta Glass raid back when that was the first ever raid, and now you're 7 raids later, But be interesting to see what they do. But they're going to take out content and reuse original content while putting new content in over the next 3 years. It seems like a game company that's committed to making a consistent player base, which I like, and we've not had for a long while.
A clear yes on that one.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of this week's episode. We hope you've enjoyed your time here with us, and we'll go away, tell your friends, loved ones, hell, even your enemies. But until we disappear, what reviews have we got coming up this week? We forgot them last week, like Muppets.
We forgot them last week. So this week I'm playing Demon's Tale Plus, Ye's Memories of Celeste. I'm also that's what I'm streaming and reviewing. I'm also going to review Castle Kong. What do you have to review and stream this week, Ed?
I'm going to be playing tomorrow Jump King.
My God, please. I if you ever watch this podcast ever again, even if you follow, subscribe, click the link bell, whatever the fuck it is, what platform, please watch Ed play Jump King. It's gonna be fucking beautiful. It's gonna be amazing.
Evil people, but I love you all. So tomorrow is going to be Jump King. So that's going to be rage-inducing in itself. Friday, if we get the key through, I will have to get you to check on that for me tomorrow. It will be Pandora, as well as giving away keys.
Yeah, Fridays a must. No, we're not giving away keys.
Well, no. You know, it's a case of buying it.
It's going to be £5 on release. You can pay £3 on Edge Stream.
Yes, and it won't be to me either. It will be directly to.
It's going directly to the developer's bank account.
Badger's not selling off.
I just got my bottle of rum over.
Yeah. Other than that, you'll have to wait and see. I finally have a schedule. It's actually below in my Twitch channel right now. If you're on PC, go and have a look. For mobile, I'll be doing one on their schedule bit very soon.
I'd imagine just ask Jump King that the game is going to make you break whatever the fuck you're using to play it.
Yes, I'm going to use my old Xbox.
Yes, it will animate and that's why I give it to Ed. It's going to be fucking hilarious.
And Taken has just confirmed Destiny 2 is free on Xbox. So there we go.
It's really nice. So if you get Destiny 2 free on Xbox now, you're guaranteed Destiny 2 free on Xbox One X. Or whatever the next fucking
Series
one.
X.
Yeah, whatever.
It's really confusing name, but it's fine. But right now, we are going to go raid, and we did this last week, so we're going to try it again and see if I can wind him up again. So do stick around for this. We're going to raid DJ Arcus. We're going to raid Adam.
No, can we raid someone else?
I don't have it. Have you got anyone else to raid on? I mean, wait.
Let's raid Chaotic. Chaotic knows.
Yeah, I've just seen he's live. Let's raid Chaotic. Okay.
Arcus didn't even know we were there last week.
No, but that made it funny because I was talking to myself via YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, but he didn't appreciate it. Let's go someone who does.
Okay, we'll raid Chaotic. I didn't even realise he was live, so there we go. We'll raid Chaotic.
Right. But I say this every week. And again, I'm going to reach out and plead to you and applaud to you. This podcast is made for you guys. We make this for you. It's here to be shaped by you and moulded by you. So, do you want more interviews with our developers? Do you want us to fuck off the trailers and news? Do you not like them? Do you not read? Do you want more trailers and news and no interviews? Get in touch. Let us know what you want. This is your podcast. We want to give I'm trying to use my contacts to give the information to you. So you tell us what you want. It's all right me going, I've got a great guy to interview if you don't want to fucking do it.
If you want to reach out to us, they're there.
All the contacts.
You have all of our socials there. Down below on PC, there's a suggestion box. I check it daily. Even when I'm not streaming, I log on, I check it. So please use these ways to get hold of us. Let us know what you think.
We do this for you.
Yeah.
So tell us what you want.
But guys, thank you for being here. That is all for tonight. Again, we're going to raid Chaotic. So tell him you have been sent from the Badger'Ed podcast. Show them some love. We wish you a happy National Ballpoint Pen Day. He's been Badger'Ed.
He's been Ed. And you have been Badger'Ed.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Until next time, take care.